All right, last but not least, we're looking at FICO version 10 and its expected impact. We expect this to be released by the end of 2020. Now, some of the changes that we can look at is they're going to look at your late payments, delinquencies, and debt a little more severely. Considers more of your history, which is your credit card balances and your payment amounts. Now, the impact here is about 40 million of Americans will see their scores increase. About 40 million will see their scores decrease. And about 110 million will see their change either go up or down of less than about 20 points. That's about 2/3 of Americans will see their scores either change for the positive or the negative. Here we're going to look at the comparison between FICO and Vantage Score model. Now they're both very similar as far as how they get to their scoring. They both use a 300 to 850 scoring range, looking into your utilization, your inquiries, your on-time payments. As they look very similar together, there is a little bit of lenience on Vantage Score, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. But again, if you remember the previous slides, 90% of lenders use the FICO scoring model. If you are familiar with a very big company called Credit Karma, they use the Vantage Score system to dictate your score. Now, because of my history and experience, you want to deduct about 20 to 30 points from your Credit Karma account or your Vantage Score system to get your FICO. If you're applying for a credit card and you see that you have a 680 Vantage Score system, which could mean that you have a 660 or 650, it could make the decision factor either approved or denied based upon that information. There's a slight difference between FICO and Vantage Score model when you're trying to establish a credit score. With FICO, you should have at least one credit account that's aged for 6 months. With Vantage, they discounted that rule and they just said to just have one account to establish a score. Credit monitoring sites, why are they important? So they're services that allow you to keep an eye on your credit report and your scores. You can receive early warnings of any changes of your credit report and respond to them accordingly. See, credit monitoring also allows you to detect certain type of identity theft, which is also a form of fraud. It's one of the most top 10 common crimes that in the United States. Protecting you from any type of credit form of identity theft is key to ensuring thieves don't run up your bills in the time and leave you with those damages. A recent situation that happened a few years ago, Equifax had a breach and over 140 million people had their identity stolen. So just because it's not happening to you today, it doesn't mean that it won't ever happen. So when you're shopping around for the right credit monitoring services, pay attention to the fee, but also the type of scoring model that they're offering. What I found was that Experian Dot Com was the best overall. It has all the different FICO scoring models. It also provides you instant and daily reports of what's going on with your other trade lines. And once a month, you can pull all 3 credit bureaus to understand that the 3 are in good health. And there's lots of other different ones out there. Privatecigar was best for overall for families. One of the most commonly used is Credit Karma, but again, beware, they use a Vantage scoring system. They only pull TransUnion and Equifax, and you want to deduct about 20 to 30 points from what those score is to actually get your FICO score. I've seen as much as a 50 to a 70 point swing with the Vantage Score system versus a FICO. So again, don't make the final decisions based upon the Vantage Score system. So Identity Force is good for security. Identity IQ is most versatile. MyFICO is best for the most reliable credit score. So again, there's all these different types of monitoring services. There's probably over 100, but these are the ones that we broke down that may be the best for you.